welcome back in. We are outside right now with the Imagination Station. We are taking science to new levels this morning. What do we have going on, Sarah?
All right, Chris, this is actually the second part of our experiment. So we're gonna move down here.
You're just getting that one cooking.
Yeah, we're just getting that one started.
All right,
okay.
What do we got over here?
So what we've got over here, so we've got our little propane grill here, and we've got some toast on the stove.
You've brought breakfast for us this morning.
I did, right? So we're gonna be making this toast. And people cook stuff on their stovetops all the time, right?
Maybe you're cooking breakfast right now.
Exactly. Now let's say that not careless, but maybe something happens and your breakfast accidentally catches fire, okay?
Burnt toast.
So now we've got our toast on fire. Your first instinct is going to be to grab this fire extinguisher.
Right.
And extinguish that toast. Now
you toasted that.
I toasted that toast.
All right.
Now you can see that we had some hot flaming toast fly out of our pan.
Yes, you did.
Now it's all over your kitchen, right? And your
It's a mess.
curtains are on fire and it's terrible.
This was not good.
This was not an ideal situation.
All right.
So what you should do instead is you're going to take a lid, cover this pan, and remove it from the heat.
Okay.
Okay, that's going to be best case scenario.
You remove the oxygen that the fire would need to kind of survive, and you put it out that way without splattering stuff everywhere.
You are exactly right.
Okay.
So we've snuffed out that oxygen, we've decreased the amount of combustion happening, and now it's safe.
That's science.
That is science.
Okay.
So now I'm going to have you come down here with me. Now, people also like to cook with oil, right? We like to deep fry everything, and I can't say it's a terrible thing.
No.
So what I've got in my pan here is I've got some vegetable oil, and we're superheating it right now. Oil actually has something called a flash point. And the flash point is when the oil that's in our pan, or the liquid, gets so hot that then the vapors also become flammable. All right, so you can see that it's starting to smoke just a little bit.
It is.
That would be our initial indicator.
Now this always makes me nervous because grease fires in kitchens are a serious issue.
Exactly. Now, something like this, like I said, will be our initial indicator that we should maybe remove this from the heat. It's getting a little too hot, but maybe you're in the kitchen and you get distracted and you walk away from your pan. And before you know it, there's all this smoke coming off. For some reason, maybe your fire extinguisher or your, your smoke detector
Isn't detecting
is faulty or something. Right, and then we've got a real situation on our hands.
We do.
Okay, so eventually this oil is going to be so hot that, like I said, the flash point for vegetable oil is just over 600 degrees.
We're probably getting pretty close.
We are getting very close. We've got a lot of smoke coming off of there. So let's say that maybe a flame jumps up over the edge of our pan. It's gonna set this whole thing on fire.
Sarah, you rarely make me nervous, and I'm slightly nervous right now. I trust you guys, though, because you're the science experts here.
I practiced this like at least once before I got here.
Okay, good. Glad to hear that.
Okay.
So you're heating this up to its flash point, is that correct?
Yes.
So it's got to get pretty hot. You said 600 degrees.
Yep, just above that. And different kinds of cooking oil have different flash points. So extra virgin olive oil has a lower flash point. Okay. So it would actually catch more quickly than our vegetable.
I'm starting to see bubbles in there too.
Yeah, now we've got a lot of smoke coming off of there. Now we've got a fire.
We've got a grease fire.
Okay, now this is not a situation where you want to grab your fire extinguisher, right? Because we saw that toast fly out and we don't want hot oil flying out.
No.
Do you think water is going to be a better alternative?
I do not think it is.
I think you're right. So this is what you do not want to do, okay? So let's get a couple of...
practice squirts?
Yeah. Yes, we shouldn't make the fire bigger, should we?
No. Okay.
All right, so we're going to shoot just in front of our pan.
Okay.
So we get right in there, and now we're going to move over to our grease fire.
Wow.
Yeah. So you can see that our fire is huge. You can step this way, Chris. All right.
And it's not being extinguished.
It's not being extinguished because we know that water and oil don't mix. So what's happening is when our water hits that pan, it immediately turns to steam, it expands up to 1,000 times, and then it's pushing that hot oil out of our pan. So now we're creating a more disastrous situation, okay? And how many people cook in a pan that small?
Not many.
Not many,
You're
right?
going to have a much bigger pan, much more oil. So by science. You've shown us what not to do,
Right.
and you guys did it in a safe way, and that's what you
Exactly.
do at the Imagination Station. What's coming up with you guys?
This is actually your last chance to see science on a sphere. It's a traveling exhibit that we have right now from NASA. So it's a 6-foot globe that projects images of plant life and animals, oceans, all kinds of super cool stuff.
All right, sounds good, Sarah. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate that. Stay with us. More W211 Your Day coming right up.